All right, what's up, YouTube? Counterpunch Boxing. Okay, look, let's have that uncomfortable talk. Okay, but really, look, it's not uncomfortable. It needs to be talked about. Got to have like an open, honest conversation. They say an open, honest dialogue. To get to the bottom of it. Okay, let me jump right into it. Conor McGregor. Okay, in really the first and the second press stop with Mayweather, the Mayweather McGregor fight, made some comments, okay? And a lot of them, were just all in the name of the game, good-natured fun. But, he made the comment, the dance for me, wanting Mayweather to dance for him, okay? A lot of people are looking at that as a racist comment on McGregor's part. Now, look, I'm not here to defend him or, try to justify what he said one way or the other. Because, in my opinion, I think that everyone is guilty of, saying some dumb shit at one point or another, okay? And I truly think that's what happened here. I think in his mind, it's in the heat of the moment. And he said something kind of dumb and look, I understand, if you're offended by it, I get where you're coming from, but, look, it's about intent and malice. Was there a racial, racist intent behind it? Okay. That's the thing. I don't think there was. I think it was more of, no brain to mouth filter, and he's just basically going with the flow, and it came out. And like I said, some people can say, yeah, it's racist, and other people say, no, it's just, good old-fashioned, like, shit-talking, all right? Now, here's the problem I have, all right? The channels that are not just the channels. This goes all the way up to now ESPN, Fox News. It's in mainstream media everywhere. Okay, you can't have it both ways. Okay, you can't laugh when Mayweather, says the UFC is a place that white boys go who cannot box, or when he's talking about Manny Pacquiao and chopping up, making me like sushi rolls, some cats and dogs. He's a little midget and this, that, and the other. Lots of things, at the end of one of Mayweather's interviews, called the guy doing the interview, called him a white boy. You can't have it both ways. If you're going to report on racism, if you're going to be, vigilant and take a stance against racism, you can't have it both ways. Okay, you got to call everyone out. And that's the problem that I have. Okay, you like right now, okay, I'm making a video about Conor McGregor. As a white man, I'm making a video. I'm asking, is he racist? And I don't think I've ever seen any other channel do that with Mayweather or whoever, okay? But like I said, you cannot have it both ways. You can't laugh whenever Mayweather, makes comments like that and then, get all bent out of shape and get into an uproar when McGregor says something that could be perceived as racist, okay? And that is the double standard that we face today. It really is. Look, you have other channels out here that, claim to, be spearheading the fight against racism and, the equality in boxing. They a lot of these channels, they flat out will tell you that, the African American boxers are held down and the white boxers are lifted up, when in fact it's quite opposite. If you look at the actual charts, there are very few white, boxers right now. You got Gennady Golovkin, Lomachenko, Kovalev, maybe like a Klitschko, but then you have hundreds of other, ethnic backgrounds, okay? It's not just black. But, so I don't understand that argument either. In the highest paid athlete in the world, Mayweather is, a black man. So I don't really get that argument. But these other channels, like I said, they jump all over this, and I don't like the double standard. Okay, like I said, they claim to be, fighting and lashing out, fighting back against racism. But then if you go to their comment section, it's completely jam-packed with racist comments, and then they'll actually pin it. Okay, they'll take a comment that's like anti-white, and they'll pin it to the top of their comment section. Okay? And I've noticed that a lot, like it'll, just anything derogatory, towards like McGregor or whoever, and then they just pin it up top. And, so to me, that's like, when you pin something to the top of your own channel's, forum, you're basically, saying, yeah, I agree with that. I'm behind that 100%. I'm going to pin it to the top. Pin it to the top, make a T-shirt, right? So I've noticed that a lot too. But here's the thing. Look, I mean, getting back to what he said, like I said, do I think is racist? Do I think he is a racist? No. I think the media is trying to paint a picture like that because right now that sells, right? I mean, look, what better way to sell a fight? Today alone, you had ESPN talking about the rivalry between white Irishmen and black African Americans, or African Americans. Okay, I mean, I've never even heard of that. Okay, and I know that they referenced the movie The Great White Hope and or The Great White Hype, sorry, where you had an Irishman in the movie and then you had a black dude, I think played by one of the Wayans brothers. Okay, where it was just that Irish African American rivalry, and that's what the whole movie was about. But so now they're trying to come up with this new selling point that there's some kind of racial war between the Irish and the Americans. So it's crazy to me, absolutely crazy. So, but like I said, as far as the other channels go, you have to hold everyone accountable, right? I mean, you can't just you can't just call out one and not the other. That's the problem I have, okay? And not only that, you can't make 10,000 videos all monetized, by the way, and act like you're fighting against racism. It's bullshit. Because like I said, you can go to the same channels and there's not one other single, infraction on there other than from a Conor McGregor or something like that. You don't see Mayweather's comments or Bernard Hopkins when he said I'd never let a white boy beat me. You don't see videos being made about that. Okay, you don't see a video being made about Mayweather talking about white boys go to the UFC because they can't box. All right. I mean, could you imagine if, a Conor McGregor said, black guys go to boxing because they can't make it in the UFC? I mean, could you imagine the uproar, right? So there seems to be a huge double standard, and that's what I don't like, okay? I mean, and look, I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys can determine whether or not, what he said, was it racist or was it not? Like I said, in my opinion, I think there's just no brain-to-mouth filter, and look, he's surrounded by every type of person you can imagine, right? I mean, his whole team is, Asians, black dudes, white guys. I mean, he's surrounded by just a mix of people. So I don't understand that accusation, so, it's just, like I said, it's just a double standard. And to me, the boxing media, they lose credibility, okay? I mean, they lose credibility when everything is racist, okay? They just immediately lose credibility. But then on the other hand, I mean, I understand how that comment could offend, an individual out there. I get it. You're saying, dance for a boy. It seems a little bit derogatory, but I think what he meant was like, I'm the king of boxing. I'm above you. You're beneath me. At a hand-to-hand combat type boxing, like this competitive athleticism type way. I'm not sure how to word it, but just basically two athletes, having a pissing contest, and that's what he meant by that, like, I'm the shit, you're nothing, okay? Had nothing to do, I don't think it had anything to do with the color of his skin. Now, a reporter asked him later on after, they said, well, what did you mean by that comment? And apparently he made some other reference, which I'm not even going to repeat because the person that told me that has yet to show me proof. But apparently he said something, that was even more derogatory. But I think that's like a rumor going around now. Until I see it with my own two eyes or hear it with my own two ears, I'm not going to believe it. But as of right now, look, here's the thing. Let's just cut the shit and be honest, right? I think Conor McGregor is upstaging Mayweather right now. I don't think Mayweather expected this, okay, to have a guy that can out-talk him, that can outwit him, that is the crowd favorite, right? I mean, the tide is shifting towards Conor McGregor right now, and it's really pissing a lot of people off, okay? And they don't like it. So what do? Oh, wait a minute. He's racist. Okay, here we go. Pull the race card. That's what I do not like, because you're not allowed to pull the race card unless you pull it on every motherfucking body. Okay, that's the thing. You instantly lose credibility when you pick and choose who you're going to pull the card on. Okay, and like I said, let's just be real. Let's be real. Okay, no need to bullshit here. All right, now let's see. Let's get a little, a little deeper. And if we're going to be real, let's get a little deeper. Okay, let's get a little deeper. I think everybody has like certain stereotypes within their own mind and their own body, within themselves, right? I mean, think about this. When you're driving down the road and, someone cuts you off, they'll flip you off. And I mean, immediately, what do you think? A lot of people, they'll think some pretty nasty things in their head, right? So, what I'm trying to say is I think there's a little bit of, I don't want to call it racism, but, it's like we're preconditioned to think a certain way and to react a certain way. So I think there's a little bit of that in all of us, okay? And you know what I'm trying to say, and I got to be careful with what I say here, all right? But in this situation, I don't think there was intent or any kind of malice behind his comment. I think it was just trash talking and... and like I said, I don't like it either. I think it's a dumb thing to say. Why? Because now it's a big deal, talk all the shit you want to talk, but leave comments like that out of it, because, I mean, basically, you're setting yourself up to be attacked, right? You got to be a little bit more intelligent than that. You're setting yourself up to be attacked. Even if it is an innocent comment, you're leaving yourself wide open. And now, does Conor McGregor give a shit? No. No, he doesn't. This dude doesn't care fucking less what anybody says about him. But like I said, the problem I have is a double standard, and these media outlets, these YouTube channels, Twitter accounts, I mean, you name it, from A to Z, they're going to do their damnedest to profit, to make $1 off this, okay? And I'm going to talk about it one time, one time and one time only. And, like I said, my honest opinion is I think it was a very dumb thing to say. Do I think, Conor McGregor is some raging racist? No, I sure don't. Sorry to disappoint. Do I think Mayweather is a raging racist? No, I really don't. I mean, you want my honest opinion? I really don't. I think people say dumb shit all the time, and we're only human. That's what I was trying to make earlier. The point I was trying to make earlier with the whole traffic thing, if somebody cuts you off, I mean, you're only human, okay? Sometimes this shit comes out of your mouth that, maybe shouldn't have. Okay, and we're all guilty. Anyone out there listening to my video right now, you can't tell me there hasn't been a point in your life, a moment in your life where, something came out the wrong way, or you had a thought that, maybe wasn't such a pleasant thought. Okay, I'll leave it at that. But we're all guilty of it. So, I just don't like that the media is trying to now label him as some, white Irish racist. It's wrong. It's incredibly wrong. Like I said, I don't think, Mayweather should be labeled, some raging lunatic racist either. I don't, because, I mean, again, he's surrounded by white people. He's surrounded by a mix of people. I think everyone just says dumb shit, and that's all it is. So that's my take on it. If I'm right, okay. If I'm wrong, whatever. If you agree, you disagree, drop it in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel about it. But, I mean, and it's unfortunate. It really does suck right now that, we got, Gennady Golovkin, Canelo, great fights coming up, Loma, Crawford and Dongo, some great fights coming up. And right now, everybody's going to be talking about, is Conor McGregor a racist? It's like, welcome to boxing, Conor McGregor, because look, and let me end right here. Give me one more minute. Okay, whenever he went to the original press event, he had no idea what he should do or shouldn't do. They cut his mic. It was dirty tactics, all right? But he's not used to this kind of, he's not accustomed to this kind of bullshit. Okay, because the UFC, it's not full of a bunch of sensitive, whiny YouTube media personalities, okay? It's not. I mean, it's just not. I mean, I watch it, okay? So, like I said, welcome to boxing, Conor McGregor. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. How he responds. I'm curious to hear what he has to say about these particular comments, and it was only one, but he said it in the original press stop, and then on at the #2 in Toronto. So it was actually the same comment 2 times where he's asking Mayweather to like dance for me, talking to Mayweather, right? Remember he said, on the count of 3, say fuck Mayweather's, and then during that he says, you say fuck Mayweather and you dance for me. Okay, that's what he said. Now again, I mean, I cannot believe that he was saying that, as a white man to a black man, because you're a black man, I want you to dance. I mean, I don't believe that. I think it's bullshit. I think it's absolute bullshit. So anyway, guys, what do you think? Leave your comment below.